All right, welcome back. What are we doing today and why is the bull bar missing off my GQ Patrol? Because it looks good. No, not really. So, you may remember that the GQ had the factory Nissan alloy bar, as a lot of them did back in the day. It offers almost no protection and has no strength. Well, very little strength. When you see the mount plates that go to the chassis, you'll understand why. But the most important part is there's no way you can mount a winch in that. I mean, you could put a winch cradle in it and make it work, but nah. So, I have to fit this bad boy, a 12,000 pound OCAM winch, in a new bull bar. Now, how have we gone for a new bull bar? So, here we are, old versus new. Well, newer. This is an ARB standard bar, or an ARB deluxe bar, I believe they called it, which in typical GQ owner fashion, I got off my mate's cousin. Yeah, basically he goes, hey, you want a bull bar for your GQ? Sure. It's in pretty good nick, but it is a non-winch bar. So there's going to be a fair bit of customization in this. There's a fair few things I want to add on. As you may have noticed, I have already started cutting pieces out of it. It will not fit that winch in its factory form. So a lot of bracing, a lot of plate work to go in that. I've already cut the top section out of the tube. This is going to be what I think will be a fairly interesting bar. It's going to be one of a kind, something that I built. No one else is going to have the same thing. And if you haven't noticed, that's what I like doing. So let's get into it. So, as I mentioned, we're slamming this big winch in there. I needed something that'd pull the Patrol out of. I'm always nervous to throw it into pretty much any situation because I had recovery gear, but pretty basic stuff. And if you're not with other cars, it's so helpful to have your own winch. So this is really gonna make me feel a lot more confident in where I'm actually taking the car. I wanted something that was strong enough to pull the car out of pretty much any situation, touch wood. So these guys sell a 9,500 pound winch or a 12,000. The 12,000 has a slightly slower line pull, as most do. If you look around at winch brands, unless you go on high mount, so in a low mount winch, you'll find that pretty much, for the most part, they tend to have a slower rate of pace on the 12,000 pounds they do to the 9.5s or the 10s. Basically, they run the same motor, they gear reduce it further, so you've got more pull. Now, 12,000 pounds is, someone's probably going to correct me here, it's about 5 tonne. Now, given the car is not going to be over 3, that's fairly up there. In this situation, I'd rather have it overrated. You never know what you're going to be stuck in. You know, some situations you might have to pull the car sideways, which is obviously going to put a lot more load on things. You might even get stuck towing a trailer, you just never know. So yeah, talked to the guys at OCAM, they hooked us up with this. As I said, 12,000 pound winch, modifying the bar to make it fit, so keen to see how it goes. All right, so how far am I actually going with this bar? I like these bars to start with. I think they're a pretty neat design and they're Australian made and they're solid. I mean, James has put his into literally solid ground, like put it into the earth and it hasn't bent. I mean, we've pushed cars with it and it hasn't bent. So that gave me a lot of confidence in it, and looking at them, you can see why they're like that. They're pretty well built. The only issues I have with it, it's got some little mounts in that welded on, which like that is coming off because that is terrible. But like I mentioned earlier, it's not a winch compatible bar. So how am I going to make it a winch compatible bar? I like building things and making things myself, making them the way I want them to be anyway. And I mean, I don't think you're ever gonna, well, me personally, I'm never gonna buy something off the shelf that is exactly what I want. So by making it, like starting with a base and making it, I feel like I'm gonna get it a lot more suited to how I want it. So winch box is what I'm starting with. So basically these have a couple of steel tubes that slide over the chassis rails. From that, I'm gonna run a piece of probably 6mm plate at least, might even go a bit thicker, literally from tube to tube. So essentially chassis rail to chassis rail once everything's bolted in. That'll be a flat horizontal plate. It'll also be butted up and welded to the front plate of the bar on the inside. That's gonna be the main base for the winch. So that's gonna take all the load. Probably gusseted at the ends as well to add a bit of strength. Now, as you can see, I've cut out a fair chunk of the top of the bar here. That winch won't fit in the actual, like vertically won't fit by about 50mm. So I've cut out the top section to start with. Why I've left this bit at the front is I'm going to bring that up on an angle. So it's probably about 10 degrees set back at the top. Then the winch, I'll mount everything in and I'm going to plate over the top of it. I'm not sure exactly, I'm going to build it as I go. That's sort of how I work. So there's no drawings for this, it's all in my head. But basically bolt the winch in, get all the clearances right for everything. I want to obviously have the release, the clutch release easily accessible, because some bars make that absolutely horrible to get at. and it's one of my pet hates. So make that easily accessible and have the winch. It's going to be a fairly high mounted winch to start with. So fair lead will still be pretty much flush with the bottom edge of the bar there, but yeah, the winch will be hanging out the top. Now it's going to just clear the grill, so it'll be just in front of the grill. Main things I took into consideration with this are, I could have dropped the bottom plate lower and therefore set the winch down. I'd rather keep as much entry angle as I can. So this is a fairly low profile bar, like maybe not by comparison to sort of a comp style bar as such, but in general, it's got fairly high clearance at the front, which is nice. So I want to keep that. And you're not really, another thing I think people tend to fail to consider when they put anything on the front of their car is airflow. So the way this grill is shaped, by setting it up, it's not going to come any higher than the bottom section of the actual grill there itself. So it's not really blocking a huge amount of airflow, which is another thing to take into consideration. So yeah, winch is going to come out the top, then I'll plate over the top of it, make it all look neat and tidy. Now, what else am I going to do to the bar? Well, I had an idea. Now I had this idea when we were building the DIY Customs rock sliders for Liam's ute. So we were welding them together. He's got the same style bar on his GQ. And I picked up this piece of steel tube and went like that. And then I kind of liked it. So yeah, it's not staying exactly that high. I'll pay that one, it is a bit much. It's going to probably sit about there, the top of the rail. So I'm going to drop this down a bit lower. This is actually one of the rear kicker sections out of the same rock sliders I've got on the car. So same massive 3mm wall tube, so solid as. So that's going on the top, mostly because I like the looks of it, but I also think it's practical. So you can't see this bar from the cabin of the car, and it does hang out a fair bit. So by having that there, I'll be able to know exactly where the nose of the car is. Yeah, also I like the angle of it for a bit more deflection, a bit more protection for the car. Now, technically, I can modify this bar, so, because I know people are going to ask questions about this. Now, don't quote me on this. If you want rules and regulations, go to VicRoad's website and scroll through 400 pages of laws, all right, okay? Don't come to me, I'm not the guy for legal advice. But you can modify a bar if it doesn't have to be airbag compliant. So this obviously doesn't have airbags. It's a 1989 GQ, so that's not going to be a problem. If you do have airbags, it makes everything a little bit more questionable. Basically, they're designed in a way that they comply with where the airbag sensors are and the crumple zones of the car to suit the airbags. These don't really have crumple zones to start with, and as I said, they don't have airbags. So there are still some rules that you have to abide by. Basically, it's really basic again. They have to fit the general body shape of the car or conform to the body shape of the car. They're not allowed to have, basically you can't have the highest point of the bar hanging further forward than the lowest point of the bar, which this is not going to, by the way. And yeah, basically the main part they're looking for is that it follows the shape of the vehicle. Now, with a GQ, that's easy because they're basically shaped like a brick. So you don't have to really do too much work to make it follow the shape of the car. So I think that's why sort of custom bar work is pretty popular on these. It's fairly easy to do. And you've got a lot of chassis to work with to start off. Like the chassis rails without a bar, as you could see, literally hang out the front of the car. So yeah, that little top hoop's going on. Possibly doing scrub bars. Haven't exactly decided on a style for those yet, but I am thinking while I'm modifying a bar, I may as well have a look at those. Not sure exactly what style I'm going to go with there, but they'll basically trail back, and I want to bolt them up to the rock sliders. I don't want them welded at both ends. I will have to take the bar off to get the winch out if I ever need to service it, change the rope, whatever. So obviously that's something to think about. Some bars you will be able to pull the winch out without taking the bar off. I could make that possible with this, but to do it I'd have to design it in a way that I don't think is really ideal for strength. And this bar is really easy to put off and on anyway, so I'd rather just slip the bar off, pull the winch out the back. Anything else? So as I mentioned, that is coming off. That is an antenna mount that was welded on at some point. If you want to talk about protrusions, that's probably a bad example. Don't do this. This is bad. The only way that could be worse is if it was sharpened to a point, okay? So the factory ARV style is obviously way better. It's stronger for a start, but it's rear facing. I'm probably going to pick up another one of those mounts or fabricate one and hang it off the back side here. Not that I have two antennas to go on here yet, but if I'm going to finish the bar and paint it, I'd rather have the provision for an extra later. Recovery points. Recovery points are another one. So these are not great. These are probably one of my least favorite parts of the bar, to be honest. They're not particularly strong, and you'll never see a GQ with one of these bars that's actually been used to be recovered and it won't be bent. That one's mangled out of shape, that one's bent. And I'm sure if you pull the rope in a perfect straight line with it, it will be fine. But let's be honest, that's never gonna happen. I imagine they're rated to run a pair with long lines, but no one ever does that. So I'm gonna brace these. So basically I'm gonna start by cutting a slot down the front of the bar and the underneath here. This plate matches up to the outside of that tube I was talking about before that hugs the chassis rail. This slot is probably gonna be about 10 mil wide. We're gonna run 10 mil plate straight in, which will be welded to the side of that plate. Then it's also be welded at the front of the bar. I may protrude that through the front here as well to a nice rounded edge and run that as a recovery point as well. Haven't 100% decided on that yet. As I said, it's pretty much gonna be making it up as I go along. Light mounts, which I've just cut off. So those basically when we did the video detailing the spotties, they're 180 degree flood beam. Now, a lot of people, well, a few people did mention that basically that aluminium bar was half covering because of how far the lights sit back. It was covering the edge of that beam spread and cutting it off, which it was. I knew that was a problem, but I wasn't gonna go modifying that bar when it's gonna end up there on the ground next to the car. So I've cut the factory mounts off because they were real close to the tubes here, or to the upright, sorry. I'm gonna run a piece of flat the whole way across. That way I can have everything painted, and as I said, if I end up changing things later, I wanna move the lights out, in, set them, you know, anywhere I want, or extra bolt holes for anything really. You've got that bit of flat plate there. You don't have to weld another bracket on. I can just drill them in wherever I want. So that's another thing to think about. But yeah, basically it's just gonna be made up as I go along. So this is the beginning and we'll see where we end up. All right, so I'm about a day and a half into the GQ Bull Bar build. Now, what have I managed to succeed to do? Well, I've cut a big hole in this otherwise perfectly good bull bar I had over here. I've also managed to cut some excessively thick plate to fill that gap with. I've cut the winch base plate and some recovery points, so this is really beefy stuff, so I'm stoked. It's definitely overkill, but yeah, it's never gonna move, so I'm happy. Basically, yeah, knock the whole center section out to fit the winch. I'm gonna tack in my winch base plate and recovery points, which you'll see in a minute are sort of gonna make one unit and brace each other. Then I'm gonna go ahead and tack all the sheet in above the winch to cover it, make everything look neat. So these are the plates that I've cut out to use as recovery points. So these are gonna go basically to the side of the tubes that go over the chassis rails in the ARB bar. They're also going to tie into my winch base, so everything's going to be super sturdy. I've still got to finish these up a bit. I'm going to smooth out that front edge, but basically the front edge of that's going to protrude through the bar. Headed over to my mate Schiltz's to punch that. That's about a 25mm hole through, which is drilled through 12mm plate. Excessive, but solid. And I didn't have anything to drill it through. So over to Schiltz's shed, coincidentally, same place we built most of the motorised esky. Headed over there, notched those holes through, back here now. Burnt through about 10 to 12 grinding discs so far, cutting all this plate, but it's going to be worth it when this thing's done. Alright, so that's the new winch plate and recovery points tacked into the bar. So I've only tacked them in for now, haven't welded everything off. Tacked them in strong enough that I can sit the new OCAM winch in there and see how high it sits and how much clearance I have to the car. So now I'm going to go ahead, I've got some 3mm plate and I'm going to make the top part of the bar. There's going to do two things, mostly as for looks, probably adds a little bit of support to the rest of the bar, but to be honest, not much. So it's mostly for looks, cover over the winch and everything, so there's not just a massive hole I've cut in the top of the bar. This is going to be a fair bit of metal origami, so I'm cutting up a bunch of sheet and I want to make it look neat. So it's just going to look different, look tidy, so that's where most of this time's going to be. Alright, so I'm about halfway through making this winch cover plate. It's getting a bit architectural. I'm sort of running with all sorts of different shapes and angles trying to make it look neat. It's basically a process of cutting up sheet, tacking it on, and then deciding whether I like it or not, and based on that, shape it, cut it, weld more on. Like, it's a bit of a process, but I'm enjoying it. It's coming up really well, in my opinion. Something a bit different, so it's subtle, it's nothing crazy, but yeah. So it's all tacked together, just got to do one more little infill on it, and then weld everything off. Then I'm going to leave the outside edge of it tacked still got to lift that whole section out. Go over to Schiltz's and weld the 12mm plate in, because I've only got 170 amps, which ain't going to touch 12mm plate. So take the top section out to get access to that winch plate and recovery points, take the bar over to Schiltz's, weld everything in, and then from there come back and weld the top plates in finally and move on from there. One thing I will say is that if you are going to have a bit of a crack at something like this, cardboard is going to be helpful, or any sort of card, even paper. Basically I knocked out the basics of this just with the sheet metal, just by looking at it and knowing what I wanted it to look like, tacked all that in. But to do these little infills here, there's sort of some funny angles going on, so I used cardboard just to get the basic shapes and then made that fit nicely and the way I wanted it to look. Then cut the sheet. That'll save you a fair bit of mucking around. Even if you can find some real thin sheet metal, like some aluminium or some stainless sheet, even mild steel sheet, really thin, that you can just cut with tin snips, even that'll help, because you can bend that and it'll keep shape, if that makes sense. So that'll give you more of a base to know exactly what shape you want. But yeah, I just use cardboard, helps give you the cutouts you need, and made these little sections, and then you only have to pretty much trim them up a bit to make them fit perfect and weld them off. So once I finished tacking all the plates in, getting everything looking neat, I've gone ahead and welded all the sections together. So now they're just in the two pieces that I'll take out to access the winch plate, to weld that in. Everything else is fully welded, but I've still got to clean everything up. I'm going to smooth off all these welds, so I've V'd everything out, fully welded them. Now I'm going to smooth them off just for looks. Also, you'll notice that I've gone ahead and put on the top hoop. Now I cut that down, probably took about 50mm off it, just to get it not looking too ridiculous. It's on a nice angle. I've matched it to the lower angle of the bar there, so that all looks neat. It is still sitting rear of the lowest point, so it is not forward facing. Yeah, I'm about to sit it on the car and see how everything looks. You will also notice that it has become the time to start using the crane. With all this stuff in there, it has added a little bit of weight, probably due to the 12mm plates, but it's still not ridiculous, but it's too heavy to lift by myself. So I'm going to crane it, swing the car in, stick it on the front and see how it looks. So, as you can see, GQ is out of the shed and the bar is on. I've slid it on and just put a couple of bolts in it for now. I think it looks absolutely brilliant. I'm stoked with it. I'm really happy with how that top bar looks. I've matched the length of that, as in left to right, with the length of the cutout for the winch box. So that all sort of blends in well. Recovery points look great. Like, I'm stoked. I got the new 12,000 pound OCAM winch sitting in there. Fits like a glove, coincidentally because the bar was made for it. So happy that all lines up. All I got to do now is pull it off again, fully weld everything, and cut the hole in for the fair lead, which is going on the front at the bottom of the bar. But yeah, you have a look, tell me what you guys think. I'm happy.